Hello, my name's Artemis, and we're starting 2024 off with a bang with some more life advice, because who better to take some life advice than a guy who dresses up as a blue dog on the internet, huh? Yeah, right? But anyway, do you ever find that people in this fandom feel just a little bit fake? You ever find that people are putting on a show, always performing? What is that, I wonder? Is that something good or bad? And I wonder, is there a way to fix it? Well, holy goddamn shit! Just so happens to be the subject of today's video. How about we dig into it, yeah? Do you ever deal with someone in this fandom and start to get a little bit of a sense that you're not dealing with a real person? That it's a character, that they're very phony, not very authentic? Like everything that they do and say is scripted or some sort of performance? Of course you do, that's pretty much what this fandom's full of. Hell, I've been doing it for years now, but it is something that you notice an awful lot, and I do believe it is the reason why you end up with so many people who have a shitload of mutuals on Twitter, but don't actually have that many close friends. The sort of people who float between different furry groups, but don't feel like they actually fit in anywhere. These are the sort of people that will chase after that idealized version of themselves, which is essentially just a lie. It is the kind of persona that is super entertaining, super lovely, super kind, super wonderful to have around. They are always on, they are always performing, they are always providing some sort of service, as if to say, hey, look at me, I'm amazing, but less ego and more, actually, please keep me around, please don't push me away. They edit themselves. They cut out the parts of themselves that they deem unsavory and that people won't exactly like, and reinforce the things that they think people do like and do want around. But of course, when you are cutting out parts of your personality and parts of yourself to fit this expectation that you have built that people will actually want this thing around, all you're left with is a hollow, empty, personalityless persona. Something that is essentially just another wall that you have built around yourself to protect yourself. It's something that you can use to keep people at arm's length because you're too scared to let them come close. And this is why no one will ever be able to get close. Now, the people that do this sort of thing often exhibit the same sort of signs, and when you're able to put your paw on those signs, it's easier to figure out why someone just isn't quite hitting the right vibe with you. Are they always on? Is everything a joke or a performance? Is there always a way to fill the silence with jokes or with banter or with some sort of humorous performance that just generally goes to show that they have worth, that they have something to contribute, and that you will never ever think of them as being dull, boring, or not a part of the conversation? Do they talk, or do they just chat? Are they able to hold an in-depth conversation with a good back and forth about the subjects that affect both parties and have differing opinions that they can discuss and work through? Or are they just bantering? Are they just talking like they're meeting a co-worker in an elevator and just want to generally be as agreeable, pleasant and polite as possible so that they don't offend anyone and no one tells them to fuck off? Are they always worrying about what other people think of them? Are they talking and acting in ways that feels like they're being watched and that they're being held up to an invisible set of guidelines and somebody is forever judging them? Are they saying things because they truly believe them, or are they more saying them so they can be seen to be saying said things? Do they tend to be very on the right side of everything they can, very vocal about moral issues, not just because they agree with them, but more importantly because they have a brand identity to protect and need to be visually seen to be supporting the right thing? Is everything just a little bit like a PR thing, you know? Are they over-obsessing with their general furry character and brand, never really making a decent connection with people one-to-one, personality to personality, but more portraying a character that they decided is going to be their absolutely fucking everything? And rather than actually forming those connections, they just focus on the next thing of content, the next advertising thing that they can put out there to show that they are the big, good, great furry, and nothing else. There are, of course, many other signs, and they do vary from individual to individual. And yes, they do work both ways. These might be something you see in other people. These might be some things that you see in yourself and think, oh, fuck, that ain't good. And you'd be right, they ain't good. These might seem like good ways to, draw a crowd and bring in a group of people that you can turn into friends. But unfortunately, in the long term, these things are entirely counterproductive. You see, this does work in the short term. It can help you break down the social awkwardness that a lot of us enter this fandom with, but it is not a good long-term strategy. You see, when you put forward this character, this persona, this air of fakery, essentially, you are putting forward a wall, something to block other people from getting close to you. Now, that does help, as we've mentioned, because if somebody rejects this character, somebody pushes them away or does not like them, then it's not you that they don't like. It's what you're acting like. It's that fake mask that they have rejected, and that makes it easier and safer for you. But when all you do is put this out into the world, and that's all you are showing people, then the only real hope you have is people falling in love with a lie. People following and trying to make a connection with something that you cannot maintain. And trust me, you cannot maintain this. Not forever. That's the danger with this. It not only stops people from making a connection with you, it not only stops them from getting anywhere near close to the real, genuine, authentic you that they may just match up with perfectly, it stops you from figuring out who you are. It stops you from figuring out what you actually want, the kind of connections that you want to build. When you put these things up, it is not just a mask, it's a shield. It's something to hide behind. You don't need to go and do the hard work. You don't need to go on that little journey of self-discovery because you found something that works and you can stick with that. And obviously you built yourself a very nice little comfort zone. Why the fuck would you ever leave it? Of course, the other problem is that people ain't stupid. The people are not dumb. And this shit is easier to spot than anybody wants to admit, okay? A lot of you might think, oh, no, not me. I'm good. No one's going to detect me. They have. You just haven't noticed them. The people that will make a connection with you, the people that want to make this connection, to have a deep, meaningful relationship with you, to be a friend, to be a confidant, to be somebody who enriches your life just as much as you enrich theirs, will struggle when you put this mask on, because how the fuck can they ever get to know someone who has put so much effort into making sure no one will ever get close enough to actually know them? It puts people off. It stifles growth and development. It's dangerous because this is addictive. People will support the character all day long and reinforce why you should be enacting it all the goddamn time. And that gives you a reason to never actually open yourself up to anyone. And trust me, that just leads to a very lonely, soulless existence. And you will find that the only way out of it is to just take the fucking mask off for good. So, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Well, that's the really difficult part. See, the hardest part about this problem is figuring out that you're doing it in the first place. Having that level of self-awareness that you can actually look at your behavior and say, oh, shit, I wasn't intending to do that. And I don't know how to stop doing that, because if I didn't know I was doing it, how do I know when I'm not doing it and doing it again? It's a difficult thing to figure out. But it's vital that you fucking do, because these patterns will not help. You see, the thing with this whole issue is it's rooted in insecurity. It comes from a place of fear of being abandoned, rejection, sensitivity. You see, you have self-esteem problems. You have a hard time believing that people will like you for who you are. You have a hard time believing that you, as a person, are worth being around. So you are making the effort to give people reasons to keep you around. And then if it doesn't work, then it's safe, right? Because you've put up a character, you put up a wall. If they don't like it, well, it's something fake that I made. It's not actually really me. They can't reject me. It's safer that way, right? Wrong. That's bad. You can't be doing that. It's very difficult to get past these neuroses. It's very difficult to break that rejection sensitivity, those self-esteem issues. Trust me, I still have to work on that shit. But it's the only way. You have to be able to let people in so they can see you for who you are and make a decision that they want you as part of their life. People might decide they don't. Great, good, wonderful. They weren't right for you. Get them the fuck out the way so that the right people can move in. That's how this works. The really hard part about this, and it's really hard because it sounds cheesy, it sounds stupid, and it also sounds too vague, but you need to be yourself. Genuinely, authentically, 100% all the time. The things that you might not like about yourself, you need to learn to be comfortable with and to put them on blast so that the right people can gravitate towards you. You don't want to sell them a false bill of goods, otherwise they're going to get invested in something that you are not, and that just leads to rejection later on. when they've built up an importance to you. And figuring out who you are as a person is something that is incredibly difficult in life. There are people I have seen in their 50s and 60s who still have no fucking clue who they are as a person and what they want. They got no fucking idea. And it's sad, it's depressing. And it's a forever ongoing journey, but it's the only way you break through this. When you know what you are looking for, when you know who you are as a person, you feel that level of confidence of, no, I know what I'm about, I know what I'm looking for, I'm going to go and get that. All of this stupid shit, all of this fakery, all of this character nonsense, it feels pointless. It feels like you're walking down a path that you never wanted to walk down in the first place. So you get off of it and you go down the other path. And it's difficult. It takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of risk. It is a risk. When you have these islands of safety, you don't want to go swimming in the fucking deep, dark waters again, do you? You don't want to risk drowning. But you have to do that work. You have to try and figure out what your motivations are, what you're looking for, so that you can go out and find it. Putting up these walls, putting on this mask, being this entertaining character, that just halts all of that. It puts your entire life on pause. And nothing can advance until you realize you can't be doing that forever. And if you truly want to feel meaning, you truly want to feel that connection with people that truly want to connect with you, then you need to stop doing that and open yourself up to it. I wish I could tell you how. It's difficult. Most of the time when you do this thing, you don't realize you've done it till it's done. And then you think, how did I do that? Fuck. I don't know. I don't have a fucking clue, but I did, and that's all that matters, and that's how it will happen for you. You just gotta fucking try. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it made some sort of sense. This is something I've noticed in a lot of people in the fandom, but of course, like all life issues that I decide to talk about, it's something that I've noticed in myself in the past, and I'll be honest, I do enjoy looking back at the fucking train wreck that was my life and pointing out to people, see that? Don't do that. See that? Don't fucking do that either. That over there was a mistake. Here's how to avoid it. It's a good opportunity for me to see my own growth, but also to help other people, because this is a hard pattern to see in other people sometimes, but it's even harder to see in yourself. And the first step to fixing a problem is realizing that you have one. So definitely take a little look at yourself. If you are starting to feel like you don't fit in with people, you've not met anyone that you gel with, just think about why. Think about the things that could potentially be stopping you. Because unfortunately, self-sabotage, that shit's fucking common in this fandom, okay? Real goddamn common. And the sooner you can identify that and cut it out, the sooner your life will begin to improve for the better. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the work. But thank you for watching. Starting the year off strong with advice. If you would like to support this channel, which would be lovely, and you are a thirsty little bitch who likes feet, we can sort you out. If you are the sort of person that likes merchandise, and wants a shirt or a cushion or something really cool to show just how much you like this channel, we can sort you out as well. And if you are, of course, the sort of person who just wants to help, just wants to throw a coin into the tip jar and say, hey, I don't want you to starve, because I like you enough, then we can sort you out with that as well. Any support is welcome and so deeply, incredibly, massively appreciated. Thank you once again to everyone who has supported, and a future thank you for all of those who might support in the future. But thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was entertaining and helpful, and I guess you'll see me again next week. Bye!